morning, Juice Plus friends and family. I'm sorry I can't be with you this morning, but I wanted to leave you an encouraging message. My name is Jeanette, and my team Soarin' just recently achieved the 100 Club status. So I thought if I shared my story, I could at least maybe give you a tip or two. My story is about leaving a legacy, and it did all start about 50 years ago when my grandmother told me about fruits and vegetables. Did your grandmother tell you about how important fruits and vegetables were? Well, when my children were little, I learned about juicing, and I bought a very expensive juicer, and I used it consistently for about 2 weeks. But what happened after that is it just was difficult. It didn't taste good. It was expensive. It was messy. So it went up on the shelf. And then years later, when my children were 14, 11, and 7, I listened to a CD by Dr. Richard Du Bois, and I thought it was brilliant. I had visions of sharing Juice Plus, using Juice Plus for my family, and building a team that could change the world. But then the doubts started creeping in because I'd had so many failures before. So I failed as a cheerleading captain in high school. I had failed as a college student. I struggled through college and never finished. I went to cosmetology school, but I never used that expertise that I had worked so hard on and spent so much money and time on. And I also had an aerobics studio after about 3 years that I wound up selling. It just wasn't, you know, cutting the mustard. I wasn't making that happen. So you can imagine that when I decided that I really wanted to jump into this business and pour my heart into it, all the doubts started creeping in. But what really helped was listening to people like Jim Rohn, Robert Kiyosaki, Earl Nightingale. They had wonderful CDs out. And so I would listen to those in my car as my university, and then also just always listening to my Juice Plus CDs. And so when I was discouraged, when I was disappointed, when I felt that failure creeping back in, that's what I would turn to. So I just want you to know that I too thought that, you know, getting to NMD was just practically impossible. And, you know, the thought of even getting to 100 Club was like climbing Mount Everest, or even climbing, you know, even harder than climbing Mount Everest. But what I want to tell you is this great quote by Tommy Newberry. And he says, if you take care of the days will take care of the years. And I just want to tell you that, encourage you, that your future is waiting for you. I have 3 grown children now. They're 29, 26, and 22. And I have 5 beautiful, healthy grandchildren. And I did this very part-time, but I never gave up. My favorite quote by Winston Churchill is never, never, never quit. So I just want you to know that you are dealing with the truth here. Truth and time walk hand in hand. And so I just want to encourage you to stay the course, stay in line, and show up. I showed up many times, all by myself. Many nights I had wellness presentations and no one showed up. I went to conferences by myself, but I knew that I would be a blessing to someone's prayers. I had a great solution in my back pocket, and I was determined to share it. And so I want you to have some determination today. I want you to also know about another quote that Tommy Newberry just recently I heard about. And he says that today is the future that you imagined 10 years ago. So are you today where you imagine you would be? How old are you going to be in 5 years? How old is your spouse going to be? How old are your children going to be in 5 years? Why not pour your heart into this company, into your future, into this business, and just see what can happen in 5 years. You too could be a 100 Club National Marketing Director. Just never, never, never quit. Thanks so much and have a great afternoon.